Hello and welcome to another live stream. So today I'm just going to talk about, I wanted to do this ready to love business, but then I had some difficulties with with the reaction that I did. So I had to break down my reactions into little itty bitty pieces. So we're going to react to Khaleel from Ready to Love. It's a very short clip and he left us with some food for thought before he left us for good. So we're just going to get right on into it. Hi. So we're just gonna get into it. That intro is probably longer than this entire video, but here we go.
Being a teacher, I teach inner city kids, and I
So he's a teacher. He teaches intercity
feel
kids.
there's a beauty in that. Not to just teach them math or science, but to teach them things of the world. So then when the world comes for them, they're ready.
That right there. I just had to make a video on that right there because so that when the world comes for them, they're ready. I see a lot of children. They're going to school, they're getting into all kinds of trouble, they're getting into all kinds of mess. In fact, they grow up, they leave the school. You know what it is, right? This is what I always find so interesting about the educational system. And I might be talking more about this because it's just interesting. You go from the time you're very, very little, and pretty much almost a baby, crash, and then whatever else, right? You're in this place where everything is structured, whatever. And somebody's teaching you how to do things, how to do this. There's so much structure, when to do things, when even to eat, whether you can go to the loo, whether you can do whatever. Everything is monitored, everything is so controlled. Then you grow up and you probably are studying till your 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, trying to get an education, right? And then you finish and you have the degrees or degree and you're there and you're like, and now what? Right? And I believe that the school should also equip people to live life because not everybody has a stable household. Not everybody has a two-parent household or just an emotionally stable household in general, to where they can actually live life and learn things and know things about the world that, normal people maybe will have their uncle or their dad or their mom teach them in the house. For instance, some of the things that have been going on recently, children, body enhancement. Okay, I have all these linked down below. Children as young as like the minute they turn 18 or even illegally are going to get body enhancement surgeries. Okay, there are so many risks attached to it. Like I was looking at one of the videos that I've linked down below, and somebody in the comment section said there's no such thing as a minor surgery. There's actually no such thing. Anytime they say minor surgery, you have to think, every surgery there's a risk involved, and you have these kids that maybe they've been bullied because of their parents, maybe their parents themselves have told them that they're ugly or whatever, and somehow they have a low self-esteem to where whenever they're able, whenever they're ready, wherever they can get the money from, they want to go and get body enhancements, and it doesn't always work out well. It doesn't always end well. Some people end up passing, some people end up so many things. Like I said, I put the links down below. You really need to see that. Okay, things like the risk involved with even this body enhancement surgeries, all these type of things. I feel like educational system should go further than just, oh, this is what you came here for. And I'm not talking about university or whatever. By that time, you should have learned this stuff already, right? I'm talking about primary school. Primary school is where you're formed, your view of the world is formed, the view of yourself is even formed there. Before you go to high school, you have to put on your big pants and oppose all the nonsense you're going to face there, maybe bullies or whatever. Hope not, but this happens. And so in primary school is where they can really mold you, shape you, and help you. And why I'm saying this, some might say, oh, this is not the responsibility of the educational system. Well, it kind of is, in a sense, just like how it has become their responsibility to feed children. You've seen in this panoramic, like it's the schools that have actually been feeding children, and some children have literally, there was a Zoom teaching session with a teacher and some kids, and there was one kid, I don't even know what country this was, but there was one kid who said, look, she was hungry. The kid was hungry and had to say that in front of the class, in the Zoom class, because like as all these children are sitting there well fed, she was starving because there was no food in the house, and where she was getting her nutrition from daily was the school, and the school was providing that. In the same way, you have nourishment for your body. In the same way, there's nourishment for your soul, your mind, all these things, and the school could help in that. Help teach the children self-love. What is self-love? What can you do for self-love? All these type of things, right? It's very interesting. Then we have these pranks. Okay, I also saw some videos just recently about the robbery prank, the CHOKING prank. which is just terrible. People have lost lives over these pranks, and it's all to be on and popping on TikTok. It's all to be on and popping on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And they're doing all these pranks, and some of it is being edged on at school, on the premises of school, like on the school premises. It's all happening under the noses of these teachers. And do they know what's going on? Sometimes the parents are ill-equipped to really help guide these children. So now we need the teachers to step in and help these children, because they need that guidance. It's already evident. It's so clear that not everything is going to come from the household prepackaged, or the kid is going to turn out fine. Some parents are not equipped to do all that. So that's another thing. You could teach them the dangers of these pranks, show them videos, certain videos, because some of these things are even age restricted here on YouTube, but show them videos that are appropriate to teach them about the dangers of some of these pranks, that it's not a prank. You're most likely not even gonna go viral. You're not even gonna be on and popping like you think. You're not gonna get the money that you think you're gonna get. No, what about getting this education though? That might get you into different levels in society, and then actually teach them what levels those are, because always it's so vague. Why are people leaving uni and stuff and they don't have jobs and they don't know what to do with themselves? They're just roaming the streets with all these degrees or a degree and they don't know what to do with themselves, right? So like the schools could prepare them, like, what do you want to be? Like, this is the road to it. What could you do? What side hustles could you do? Whatever, to stop and prevent these kids from going into a ditch and thinking, oh yeah, you have 11-year-olds these days. Oh yeah, I want to be a YouTuber. Look, it is difficult making proper cash, bank, getting rich, like some of these people out here. And yes, stupidity gets a lot of rewards in this environment. Stupidity definitely gets rewarded, but children need to know not to chase that. And some of them are not old enough, not wise enough, and don't have the support from home to know that it is definitely not worth it to be doing some of these things, okay? And then there's just other things like taxes, stock, saving, pensions, all these things. Who gonna teach them that? Who is teaching these children this? Because we cannot rely we can rely on the educational system, because they're supposed to teach kids things. And some of the things that they teach, it doesn't even help them further on in life, also depending on what you're going to do. But some of the stuff, what we need now is for these kids to get some common sense and life lessons. They need to listen. They need to learn about life itself. Let's look at that clip one more time.
Being a teacher, I teach inner city kids. Then when the world comes for them, being a teacher,
that's it.
Teach inner city kids.
That is it. When the world comes to them, they're ready. They need to be ready. And they're not going to be ready by knowing how to solve this and that math equation, unless they're going to be a carpenter, whatever, because now we just use calculators for everything. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be not smart up here, but I'm saying things need to evolve to where these kids are ready for life, not for a job, not just for a job or a career, but they're ready for life in general. Life beyond just their own life when their kids come, just life in general. It's supposed to set a foundation for children, but I don't really think that's what's going on. So I just saw that clip for Ready to Love and I was like, that's interesting. That's a great job that he's doing. I don't know exactly what he means by what he said and how he's teaching these kids, but I hope that it's bringing them to greater heights than what we know of. In any case, if you haven't already, look at my socials on the screen. Please go follow me everywhere. And if you're not already part of the family, make sure you hit the bump stump as on to that subscribe button. Comment because I really want to know what you think. Like because you obviously like this video, and hit the notification bell while you had it. I'll see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. Daily videos up in here. But in fact, I'm going to go live in a few minutes to react to another show. This was serious, but we're going to react to something funny. We need to laugh. So yeah, and also check out those links that I said in the description below. Your mind will be open to what these kids are doing. Be mindful of what your kids are doing, or even kids that you know around you. Be mindful, because some terrible things are happening and we need to be aware, and we need to try and prevent it as grown adults who are supposed to be role models for these kids out here. So yeah, I have no idea what I said, but in any case, make time for glorious life. It's time to start what? Living it right. And God bless. Bye-bye. Come back, because I will be going live very soon. Bye.